Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Original Rebels Racing League Renewable Home Foundation 150 here from Phoenix Raceway for 150 laps in the Saturday Night Send It Cup Series. I'm Zach Whitestein. I'm here with Sam Whitestein. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome on a warm Phoenix day or a cold Indiana night, one of the two.
Yeah, we're going to head into the race info. 102 degrees on track tonight for these drivers. Like you mentioned, afternoon time for a Phoenix race, and that's always going to be a pretty hot track and a hot temperatures. So we're going to see these guys deal with a loose race car all night long, and we are heading into qualifying.
Watching practice and watching a lot of guys going sideways. It's just not the right direction.
As you see Chris Heiner here on screen completing his first lap. See him going through turn 3 and 4 there. That's actually turn 1 and 2 for real life NASCAR, but they just have not changed it on iRacing, so it is still turn 3 and 4 as you see Chris Heiner going across the start finish line and that nice Exalta paint scheme. He puts up a 28.18, which is third best out of 3 qualified so far.
And a new name tonight, Kevin Doty at the top of the chart for first 3 guys out on the track.
Kevin Doty with a 27.346, actually was better his second lap. And Chris Heiner, I believe he was better his second lap, but he still qualified 4th. Brian Torquia is currently qualifying. He's 5th so far with a 28.67. See if he can't better that time across the start-finish line with, he is going to have a 28 flat, so that'll put him 5th so far. Or just under 28. William Griffith completing his second lap, or actually I think he's done. Currently qualified 3rd. Charles Stevens on track. Coming out for, looks like he just came out of pits.
It's going to be interesting to see how this track changes from qualifying out of practice. And so far, everybody here is about 3/10 off of what our fastest lap of practice was.
Joshua Sexton to the pole spot so far. Here with Charles Stevens in the 88 National Guard paint scheme. Through 3 and 4, you'll see drivers use that apron in the race, I believe. If they're trying to make a pass, they might use that apron to try to help the car turn and get under somebody. As Charles Stevens goes up to the 5th spot on the board after his first lap and spins it out through 1 and 2. So that'll be it for Charles Stevens, 27.38, 5th best.
And the fish, low conversion to the top.
Here with Clint Reist. We're actually going to go on board with Clint once he gets to the front stretch. Just to see what these guys going through behind the wheel.
Logan the Fish with a burner of 27.166.
Going to see him use that dog leg as much as he can to cut off as much time as he can, even if it's just milliseconds. Cut off as much as you can off of that time. Through 3 and 4, you can see it pretty tight and loose at the same time. as he's able to get back on the gas out of turn 4. And that lap will put Mr. Clint Reese into the pole spot.
Yeah, that tight, loose situation will bring some words out from the driver.
Clint Reese with a 27.09, so getting pretty close to those 26s. We'll see if he can get that here, but that'll probably be pretty challenging from what we've seen in qualifying so far.
Yeah, he was only 5/100ths slower than his practice lap, so pretty good lap from Clint.
Yeah, he's
fastest
slower.
Practice, fastest on the track.
Slower his second lap, but not by much. Still, that his second time would have still been the pole spot, if that says anything to you. So, with a 27.15, so he's looking pretty darn fast. And that is it for Clint. We're gonna move on, see if we got anybody else. We got Ray Page on track. Something's probably gonna
gets the third spot.
Oh, there it is. Ray Page, I believe, going for his first lap. Out of turn 2, gonna cut that dog leg off once again, like we've seen from these guys.
We have a long 10-minute qualifying session tonight, so still 3.5 minutes of qualifying and probably another 13 cars yet to qualify.
Ray Page got really loose out of turn 4, so that's going to hurt the end of his first lap and the beginning of his second, so he's going to try to do what he can, but so far last on the leaderboard, and we'll see if he can improve any on this second lap. But like I said, his second lap was a little stunted with the less speed going into turn 1, getting loose out of 4. So second lap around, he will not improve, so he'll at least start 19th tonight. Nobody else qualifying on track just yet. Will Paisley, I think, finishing his second lap, moves up to the 3rd position.
Racing Jason Warren out onto the track. The 93 of Will Paisley moves up in the 3rd spot with a 27.192. 5 spots better than his first lap. And Jason Warren coming up to take his first lap.
Jason Warren up to the third position, 27.17, tied with Logan Sturgeon, actually.
I got him 4/100ths of a second slower than the fish.
And the second lap will get him up to the pole spot.
Oh, wow. Good run.
27.08. Barely, and I mean barely faster than Clint Reese, but it'll get it done.
1/100th of a second, exactly.
Got Dan Witt on track. Sorry about this, guys. Just getting trading paints up real quick. Trading paint's not being friendly with me right now.
Hate it when that happens.
I got to get to it, but I can't find my mouse. I guess we're going to have to take off this real quick. There we go. All right.
iRacing has William Paisley and Elliot Longenecker in a tie at 27.192. But I have William Paisley at 192 and Longenecker at 193 on my scoring. So That's the reason for the position that those two are in.
So Dan Witt off track. He qualified 14th. Looks like nobody else on track right now. And, well, we'll look at the schedule. I was gonna pull it up, but we'll look at that later on. And for some reason, there we go. Okay, my iRacing Lifetime is messing up.
And that's the end of qualifying. 32 cars tonight, with looks like 10 cars not attempting a qualifying lap.
For some reason, a lot of my I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to get my task manager up and get it off your screen once I can find my mouse. I can't find there it is. I'm gonna have to close my.
Well, you're having fun.
Well, a lot of my stuff is duplicated. If you look at the pit stop at the bottom, for some reason it's messing up. So I'm going to have to close I'm going to have to reopen the SDK live timing HUD so that maybe it'll fix itself. Because it's kind of getting on my nerves. iRacing live timing is being a pain tonight. I guess I'll just turn the...
Well, while you're fixing that, I'll go through the field. What do you think? On the pole, Jason Warren with Clint Reese in the front row with him. Second row, Logan the Fish Sturgeon starting third. Blake Giglio. I'm going to go with that. Sorry, Blake, if I messed that up. In the fourth spot, William Paisley in fifth. Elliot Longenecker in sixth. Joshua Sexton in seventh. Garrett Kinder starting eighth tonight. Cameron Combs in ninth, with Scotty Stevens rounding out the top 10. In 11th, we've got Kevin Doty. 12th, Charles Stevens. 13, Tanner Marr. 14th spot, we've got Dan Witt. 15th, Brian Rupert. Mickey Isaac's going to start in the 16th spot with William Griffith in the 17th. Spencer Gay starting 18th. Chris Heiner in 19th. Jeff Paisley, 20th position tonight. We've got Brian Torchia in 21st. Ray Page in 22nd. And those that did not qualify, starting out with Joey Buscemi. Tia Swank in the 24th position. Michael Swink in the 25th position. Rich Yeoman starting 26th, with Kyle Roberts starting 27th. Brandon Wallace, 28th. Philip Manzo, 29th. Chuck Pegleg Phelps in the 30th spot, and rounding out the field at 31, I've got Magic Mike Iribe. Looks like our 32nd driver has lagged out or left us. So we have 31 drivers starting tonight on a hot Phoenix afternoon.
Green flag is out. Jason Warren leading the first lap, side by side for third. Will Paisley and Logan Sturgeon, Elliot Longenecker and Blake Giglio right behind him. And looks like Will Paisley able to clear for that spot, and that leaves the door open for Elliot Longenecker to take the inside on Logan Sturgeon. He's going to be able to do so. So Logan Sturgeon losing a couple positions to begin this race, but he'll be able to settle in and try to regroup and get those positions back. Is somebody loose back there? Oh, wrecking. Kevin Doty, Chris Heiner, Mickey Isaac. A lot of wrecking back here.
Oh, looks like a junkyard on the front stretch.
I think Chris Heiner just had nowhere to go, it looked like. So we're going to look ahead of him. Look in front of Chris Heiner. Oh, a driver gets loose and comes back up track. And, oh, Chris Heiner just gets loose trying to avoid it. Jeff Paisley there. Mickey Isaac. Looks like Michael Swink. Joe Buscemi. A lot of drivers caught up in that.
Yeah, one guy One guy lost it at the worst spot, right there at a turn 4. And you really can't see what's going on until you clear that turn, then it's too late.
Yeah, sorry it's showing 2 pit stop things at the bottom. We're just going to have to deal with that tonight. iRacing Lifetime and being weird.
For those people that are drinking, seeing double vision, you're seeing 4. So
At least they'll be able to see the names.
yeah. So I'm over here reading off the starting lineup and missed the start altogether, so we'll have to get it on the restart. Maybe I'll see that one.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you guys to the pre-broadcast screen. And I'm going to try to figure this out real quick. That would probably do it. There's about 4 of them open. We're going to reopen HUD. Hopefully it'll fix itself. And hopefully I'll be able to go back to full screen in iRacing. That would suck if I can't.
So, I know it's a mile-long track, but it's a short track for all intents and purposes, and we're getting a lot of short track hurt feelings already on the race comms, and guys are calming down now and getting ready to go back to racing soon.
Well, it still is messed up, so we're just going to have to deal with it tonight. iRacing live timing being annoying at the right time, of course. Just in time for us to broadcast. I don't know why. Some days it'll be fine, and then other days it just is so weird and messes up in weird spots.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you get 2 opportunities to see who's in the pits tonight, so we'll just consider that a bonus.
And on your screen, the schedule for the Syndicate Cup Series. Obviously tonight at Phoenix. Next week we're going to be at Kansas for 133 laps, 200 miles around that track, noon. So another day race at a slick track. And then Martinsville coming up after that. So a couple of interesting tracks, and then we got Michigan and 2 bye weeks, and then 5 races until the playoffs. So we're already starting to get into the meat of the season, and these guys are getting ready to go back racing, so we're going to go back to that.
And since I wasn't paying attention to the start and reading off the grid, we'll get it in on this one. We're going to get these guys going. This is a work in progress for me, so maybe it'll bring them luck. Probably not as funny as it was last week, though. And time to go get her, boys.
Jason Warren gets out to a really nice jump there, as he is far ahead of Clint Reese and Elliott Longenecker fighting for that second position. Elliott Longenecker using that dog leg to advance his position over Clint Reese, and Clint Reese not going to be able to fight back. Caution is out.
Do not see why.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Spencer Gay's in the pits. See if anything happened to him.
I am not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But second caution of the night. So far, 10 laps in. And this isn't really much of a short track. It's a mile in length. But I mean, as you can see, it still can bring some trouble and some wrecks. And I think these guys, as they keep going, they'll get a little bit more patient, and we'll start seeing some more green flag laps put together. We've seen this series have multiple races where they have long green flag runs, so I think they'll get it figured out pretty quickly.
I got the 7 car, Jeff Paisley getting into the rear, the left rear of Chris Heiner, and spinning him around at turn 1.
See if we can't go find that. For some reason, iRacing loves to like blink these people out right when I'm trying to see the wreck. It's actually showing it here. Jeff Paisley coming into the turn and right into the back bumper of Chris Heiner, spinning him around, bringing out that caution. Looks like Mickey Isaac and Brandon Wallace down pit road.
Both those guys were caught up in that first wreck as well, so if they hadn't used their fast repair, maybe their car was upset a little bit too. Got both of them running a lap down at the moment. Mickey Isaac, I believe, was the lucky dog recipient from that last caution.
These guys are lined back up and ready to go racing once again. And we're going to see if they can't get it figured out, and we can get some green flag laps and get a long run going and see who can prevail on the long run. As Jason Warren still your leader, Elliott Longenecker second, Clint Reese third, Logan Sturgeon fourth, Joshua Sexton in the fifth position, your top 5. Looks like Cameron Combs there in the 15.
Elliott Longenecker got a good jump with Jason that time, but not enough.
Logan Sturgeon going to look to the inside of Elliott Longenecker, and they almost make contact. Luckily, they don't, and Elliott Longenecker now can look to try to go after the 32 of Jason Warren for the lead. See if anybody has anything for Jason Warren tonight. He's usually fast, so we'll see. Clint Reese has shown a lot of speed in qualifying practice and the race. Now looking to the inside of Logan Sturgeon for that third position.
Yep, backed out of that to stay out of Longenecker, and it's cost him a spot.
Yeah, Logan Sturgeon falling back to the fourth position, and now on under fire from Cameron Combs looking to the inside. And let's see if Cameron Combs uses this apron a little bit to try to advance his car. Doesn't look like he is. But like I said, you might see some people use that apron just to help their car turn better. Because when you have somebody on your outside, caution's out. When you have somebody on your outside, it can be harder for your car to turn on exit. And so they use that apron to make it turn a little bit better. Oh, Jeff Paisley, Chris Heiner. Jeff Paisley, a lot of damage. Check out what happened here to Mr. Paisley.
The 41 topped him on the inside left, and then as he was coming down, he collected Chris Heiner. Chris in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Those two together again.
Brandon Wallace as well. Really nowhere to go for him there, though.
No, and Paisley was just a passenger along the ride there for a moment. Come down in front of him.
Yeah, tonight seems like it's one of those nights on iRacing where it and iRacing live timing are not gelling well together.
You know, that's 7 and 24 spending more time in the pits than they really wanted to this evening.
Looks like we have Mickey Isaac, Chris Heiner, and Jeff Paisley down pit road. Third caution of tonight's race. Tough start, but it is 150 laps for a reason, so these guys have plenty of time to get under themselves, get some green flag laps going. Only 17 laps into tonight's race.
Yeah, I think it's time for a little patience. You got a hot track, a lot of horsepower underneath of you. It's going to be loose. It's going to be loose all night, no matter what you do. We're going to have to be patient and get your spots when you can and not force them. Looks like we did not get a lucky dog out of that because I believe all the guys that were lapped down were caught up in that incident.
Yep, and if you're a part of the wreck, you cannot get the lucky dog. So even, I'm not sure if it's even if you get caught up in it, but I think it is. So a bit unfortunate for those guys, but we'll see if they get another caution to get a lap back.
I think plus they went direct to the pits to get damage fixed, so that kills the lucky dog as well.
Line back up. About the top four, the same as last time. Fifth and sixth, just swap positions, Cameron Combs and Joshua Sexton.
And third and fourth, I believe we had, they were swapped last time as well with Clint Reese and Logan Sturgeon.
Or I thought he was in fourth.
Or no, it was Clint Reese.
Oh, I thought Sturgeon was
fourth.
I'm not sure. I have a horrible memory.
I think it was third because he almost got into the back of the 5 car there on that last restart. Elliott Longenecker had a pretty good jump with Jason Warren last time. And
another nice jump. I think he's even with him. Yeah, he's going to be actually ahead of him going into the turn. Let's see if he's able to make it happen. It's tough to make a pass on that outside, but he might just make it happen. Jason Warren going to use that dog leg to his advantage. Let's see if he can keep that lead position. Not going to happen. Elliott Longenecker to the lead. Right now, battling for third, Logan Sturgeon and Clint Reese. These two are battling. Oh, almost a little bit of contact. These two are battling right when the caution came out. Clint Reese had just made the pass on Logan, and now Logan makes the pass on Clint. But almost made the pass. Clint Reese fights back on the inside. Still side by side. These two have been side by side for a couple of laps now, and Clint Reese finally decides, I'm going.
It might have been a case of Logan going, okay, I'm going to get back here.
Another driver kind of stuck on the outside. I think it's, Garrett Kinder. I'm not used to seeing those colors on Kinder's car. Garrett Kinder stuck on the outside, 10th position right now. Now looking to his inside, Scotty Stevens gets really loose on the dog leg. That is one possibility that can happen when you use that dog leg is you have a weird entrance back onto the track, and it can cause you to get loose.
Yeah, that transition.
Oh, in the wall. Michael Swink spun around in the front stretch. Sorry to cut you off. No. More behind him. Mike Uribe, along with Jeff Paisley, Or no, not Jeff Paisley. Chris Heiner, Mickey Isaac, and Brandon Wallace, I think. Let's go check out what happened here. A lot of carnage again on the front stretch. Front stretch is where a lot of the carnage has happened tonight, or out of 4.
Every time I run here, coming out of 4 is loose. But he just got the wall a little bit and got him checking up behind him.
Oh, there goes Michael Swing. Or no, that's the 20. I thought that was Michael Swing. And yep, Jeff Paisley is caught up in that. It was Charlie Elmore. I apologize. I thought it said 30. That's Charlie Elmore. Michael Swink not a part of that. But Jeff Paisley
spun out on the front stretch, but
Jeff Paisley and Chris Heiner, unfortunately, a part of another wreck tonight. Tough night for the both of them. Elliott Longenecker still your leader. Nobody really pitting on the lead lap, except some guys, more in the back. I think they do have a limit on tires, so that's probably why.
Yeah, there's 3 tire changes tonight. That's the 3rd time that Heiner and Paisley have been connected out of 4 cautions, I think.
Elliott Longenecker, Jason Warren, Clint Reese, Logan Sturgeon, Blake Giglio, Cameron Combs, Joshua Sexton, Tanner Marr, Will Paisley, and Garrett Kinder, your top 10 so far. Biggest mover so far, Kyle Roberts in the 15th position, up 12 spots. There might be other movers, but I don't think. Nope, nobody more than that so far. Into the top 15 from starting 27th, so nice run so far.
And no fast repairs in this league, so I believe Jeff Paisley is taking his car to the hauler.
Looks like we are not going to get the 1 to green. And now we're going to see a different control car. Elliott Longenecker, you saw him take the lead away from Jason Warren there on that last restart, and now Jason going to be starting the outside instead of the inside of the front row.
Yeah, he got a great jump with Jason on that last restart. Looking to see if Jason can return the favor.
I think Jason may have spun his tires on that last restart, and that's what happened.
That is very possible. Either that or they just both jumped at the same time. It was a good restart for Longenecker anyway. Well, we're 25 laps in with 14 laps of caution. Let's get some green flag this time.
Yep, we're back and lined up 2 by 2. Basically, these front 2 rows have stayed the same. We actually see somebody different. I think that's Necula. No, Blake Giglio, sorry, into the 5th position. But the front 4 still the same. Different order, obviously, with Elliott Longenecker in the lead, but 4 drivers stayed the same. Inside that top 4, you see Logan, or that's Cameron Combs there. Cameron Combs in the 6th position alongside Blake. And then you have Joshua Sexton and Tanner Marr behind those 2. Green flag is out. A great jump from the 5 car of Elliott Longenecker and Logan Sturgeon almost getting into Clint Reese. Clint Reese lets up, so I think Logan might be able to get that 3rd position, but Clint Reese fights back and is probably going to be able to use that dog leg to get that spot. And here comes Blake Giglio in 37.
A lot of good side-by-side racing going on back here. From about 10th on back, looks like they're starting to shuffle out.
Sturgeon really has found himself side by side with at least somebody for multiple laps at a time. So he's finally able to get single file, and he's in that 5th position. So he can start to focus on his own race instead of worrying about who's on his outside or inside. Garrett Kinder and William Griffith were racing for that 11th position. Garrett Kinder using that inside to take that spot away. Joshua Sexton in front of him struggles out of turn 2. Tanner Marr going to take advantage of that and see if Kinder's able to as well.
Sexton looking like he prefers that high line through 3 and 4.
Yeah, let's watch that again, because I thought he just struggled out of the turn. Or at least out of 2. I think he did, but I wasn't paying attention there in 3 and 4. Let's check this out again. See him actually side by side up in front of him. As you see him using that kind of a diamond turn. He diamonds the turn as Cameron Combs and Will Paisley up here side by side. Will Paisley, somebody who started racing a lot in the league about 4 or 5 weeks ago and has shown that he has speed every single week, and right now fighting for that 6th position with Cameron Combs.
A great battle.
I think we'll start to see Will Paisley move forward as the race continues. Not really enough green flag laps for anybody to move forward very much, but we're starting to get into a little bit of a longer run than we've been getting. Right behind those two, looks like Tanner Marr looking to the bottom of Dan Witt for that 8th position.
Oh, a little wiggle behind him.
Yeah, the 88 of Charles Stevens got pretty loose there. He's able to regroup himself and not spin out, thankfully. We've seen Tanner Marr in the Thunderstruck Super Series be pretty darn fast, and so I have fun watching him in these other series to see what he can do in these other cars, and it translates. It's 2 different types of racing, because in the Thunderstruck Super Series, it's an open setup league, and then you come over to the Extreme Xfinity and Senate Cup Series and trucks, and those are all fixed. So right now, Tanner Marr in the 9th position. Still your leader, though, Elliott Longenecker, but he is battling with Jason Warren and Clint Reese right behind them two. Jason Warren looking to take that lead spot back away.
I think Warren might just not worry about trying to pass him, but trying to put a little pressure on him to make him make his own mistake and get by him. It's a good time to settle in, get some long green flag going here, and let everything sort themselves out.
Mike Veith knows what's up. He said it's go-go time in the YouTube chat.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about you guys talking about me last night, so I went out and copyrighted that.
Yeah, I was about to say I think you're right, but it looks like Jason Warren might be going after that lead spot now. I was thinking he was looking pretty patient, but I think the closer he gets to Elliott Longenecker, the more impatient he's going to get, because he has Clint Reese right behind him.
He went into one, and I think he went in a little too hot, and he had to back off of it and give Clint an open door to try to get up to him and take that spot away.
Clint Reese only, 1/100th slower in qualifying, so Jason Warren knows the speed that he has in that 2 machine, and he can't wait too long to get past Elliott Longenecker. Now dealing with some lap traffic. I think that was Philip Manzo in the 44. They're all able to successfully get past him, and Blake Giglio in the 37, he's starting to sneak up into this top 4 battle. or top 3, sorry. He's in 4th right now. Now working on the
and caution
75.
is out
Caution
on
is
the front
out.
stretch.
That turn 4 is causing a lot of trouble for these guys tonight. See if we can't find who that was on. We see Kyle Roberts in the pits. We talked about how good he was doing up to the 15th position. Looks like he's caught up into a wreck. Or a self-spin, I'm not sure.
Got him coming out of 4 onto the front stretch. And, yeah, he got a little wiggly and got into and collected the 66 of Matthias Swank.
Well, I was going to try to see what happened, but iRacing, like it usually does, is messing up, and it's not showing me him wreck. So I don't think we're going to see it.
48 and a 66.
So 48. Let's see. 48 of Brian Rupert and Tia Swank collected in that.
Yeah, the 48 come up of 4. Was heading towards the wall. Got a little loose trying to keep it off the wall and spun and collected Matthias coming up from behind him.
Well, we got different pit strategies now. We got Cameron Combs, Will Paisley, Tanner Marr, Dan Witt, Joshua Sexton, and on back going to pit road. And then we have about 10 cars stay out. So differing pit strategies here. Elliott Longenecker, Jason Warren, Clint Reese, Blake Giglio, Logan Sturgeon, Garrett Kinder, William Griffith, Charles Stevens, Joey Buscemi, and Ray Page all stay out on track while the rest pit.
It's not a bad call. Come in and get some fresh tires. I'm not sure of the fuel mileage again this week. We're not quite 1/3 of the way through, but after 41 laps, there wasn't a whole lot of run on them tires, so go in, get a new set, and get a full tank of gas, and maybe we go green for a while, and it pays off.
Yeah, throughout all of the series that we've been watching all weekend now, we've seen some different pit strategies. In the Thunderstruck Super Series, we had somebody stay out who was in the back half of the top 10, I believe, and actually won the race. And then the Extreme Xfinity Series, I'm not sure if we saw much different strategy, but throughout the race we did see some different strategy calls. So all weekend long we've started seeing these guys do things separately, and especially when you have a limited set of tires, that's really going to bring diversity into whether people pit or not.
Yeah, and position those guys were in, it's I don't see them losing anything from it other than a set of tires. It may come back to get them some positions a little farther on into the race.
Yeah, so it looks like 11th on back are going to be on fresher tires. Cameron Combs was the first out of pit road. Cameron Combs, Will Paisley, the first 2 on fresh tires. I think it's Cameron Combs. Either him or Ray Page. I think it's Cameron, though.
Pretty sure on here, old tires and new tires are going to be loose. It's going to be slick, so I'm not sure how big of an advantage it'll be, other than the fact that we get a ways before the other guys go in. Maybe they stay out and take advantage of track position. Hard to pass here.
Well, your front 2 is the same with Elliott Longenecker and Jason Warren. Jason Warren gets off a great restart from the outside. Jason Warren, and he's going to be able to clear him into the turn. What a restart.
That was a great restart there for Jason.
You almost start to wonder if he'll get a penalty for going too early. That good of a jump.
I'm not going to call. I'm not going to jinx him.
I don't think he will. Man, that was such a good jump. Blake Giglio looking to the outside of Clint Reese, trying to take that third position away, and he will do that successfully. Cameron Combs back here side by side with Charles Stevens. He's on fresh tires in that 15 car, so start to look to see if he makes up some ground here. Already up to the 8th position. He started 10th, restarted 10th. Looking to the back bumper of William Griffith now. And
we've got a wreck.
Caution is out. Brian Rupert, Charles Stevens. Brian Rupert and Charles Stevens, at least 2 of the people included in this caution. Oh, man. I think it started with Charles Stevens. Not sure if it was on him or not, but at least he was the beginning of what happened. We're going to check this out.
I got the 08 getting into the 88.
08 actually gets into the 41 and then gets up into the 88 as well. And nowhere to go for a couple of those drivers. So you see me, Brian Rupert actually got loose trying to avoid it, I think. So nowhere to go for some of those drivers. I think one of those was trying to find it. Thought it was Dan Witt, one of the guys who just could not avoid that.
Yeah, the 08 trying to avoid hitting the 41, gets into the 88, and mayhem occurs.
Is we're going to see those guys who are part of that wreck come down pit road to get some damage fixed, looks like. iRacing needs more pit lane shots like this.
Well, if the 88 made it out of there relatively unscathed, but
some of the pit lane cameras they have on iRacing are just plain boring, and this is not one of them. It's a nice shot. Jason Warren, you saw him get that really nice jump on the restart, now leading this race. So it's been really between Jason Warren and Elliott Longenecker to start this race, as we're almost 1/3 the way through.
It's almost like whoever's on the outside is going to get the better jump. I'm not sure if that's driver or if that's position or what.
Maybe the inside line just gets a little bit of a more wheel spin when they get back into the gas. So we'll see how it restarts for Jason Warren and see when he actually jumps. Let's see if maybe he jumps earlier to try to counter that so that he does not get passed up again from Elliott Longenecker.
It's like the 88 tried to beat the pace car out, but just barely missed it. So it looks like he's going to get an EOL and be highly disappointed. And we're going to form them up in 1 to green.
Yeah, Jason Warren, Elliott Longenecker, Blake Giglio, Clint Reese, and Logan Sturgeon, your top 5. Really, Blake Giglio has come into the top 5 just recently, but these top 4 out of the top 5, Jason Warren, Elliott Longenecker, Clint Reese, and Logan Sturgeon have kind of been here all race consistently. And Blake has shown a lot of speed here in these last couple of runs, and he's got himself into that 3rd position looking to try to fight for the lead.
Yeah, Giglio qualified fourth and dropped back on the initial start and working his way back up. Oh, what a big jump from Jason.
Yeah, and Jason jumps really fast, and that gives room for Blake Giglio to take that second position away. And now Clint Reist is, I was going to say clear of Logan Sturgeon, but he's not. And here comes Elliott Longenecker for the second position as well. A lot going on right now.
I'm kind of holding my breath going through 3 and 4 there because those guys were racing hard.
A lot of racing out of turn 4, speaking of.
You know, there's a lot of nights I do this broadcast with you. I would rather be in a race car. Tonight's not one of them.
I'm going to be sad at Martinsville, that's for sure. I'm always sad when I'm broadcasting and not racing it.
Well, I'll take you in there with me.
Okay. Oh, sideways, Ray Page.
May not bring out a caution.
No, he keeps it straight and we're going. Speaking of still going, Jason Warren's still in the lead spot. And Blake Giglio right behind him. See if he has anything for our leader. Jason Warren has shown when he gets out to the lead spot that he can book out, or check out, sorry. And he's not doing it yet, but I think he could be saving his stuff a little bit for the longer run, as we are now a third way through the race, lap 54.
And we're going to have a single car lap traffic coming up here. The leader's catching up with Magic Mike back out on the track after getting his repairs.
William Griffith and Joshua Sexton fighting for the 9th position. Joshua Sexton to the inside, going to be able to make that work. And clear for that 9th position. Garrett Kinder in front of him in that 8th spot. Currently where he qualified. See if we have any other battles going on around track.
We got a battle for third. Looks like third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth are just all nose to tail.
Oh, caution's out. It looks like Tia Swank. Oh, yeah, him and we'll see who. As we're back here, Dan Witt.
Car, I believe.
Him and Dan Witt get together. Oh, he gets into the wall, and Dan Witt nowhere to go in that 91 machine. Bringing out another caution. Just absolutely nowhere to go for the 91.
Yeah, if that had not been in the dog leg, I believe we wouldn't have had a caution on that one. They got going pretty quick.
Now we're seeing everybody come down pit road, and that might actually include the people who pit last time. I'm not sure. I see Will Paisley down pit road, I believe. So Will Paisley pit last time. I don't know if he pit for tires, though. Like you said, he might have just pit for fuel. I'm not sure.
That puts Cameron Combs, who pit last time, in the lead.
Yep.
I think we're going to see. I've got everybody that was that went and pit last time is still out on the track, I believe.
I thought Will Paisley pit last time.
Cannot tell now.
Yep, Cameron Combs, your current leader. Jason Warren now back to the 9th position after pitting. So he loses 8 spots. pitting. About to reach lap 60 of 150 laps tonight in the Renewable Home Foundation 150 here at Phoenix Raceway in the Saturday Night Send It Cup Series.
So the 48 of Brian Rupert, who earlier this evening was seemingly having a bad time, is moved up into the 4th position.
Yeah, you see the back end damage on that car, but he's still fighting his way through, and like you mentioned, up to the 4th spot.
All right, the top 5 pit last time, and then the 8 and the 89 pit 12 laps ago. And then Tanner Marr and Tina Swank in 7th and 8th pit 19 laps ago as well. So we've got 21 cars on the lead lap with Dan Witt, a 91 car receiving, or looks like he's receiving the wave around. I could be wrong. No, 21 cars on the lead lap. Dan Witt is in the lucky dog position at the moment.
Lights are off on the pace car. These guys are lined back up, and Cameron Combs, Joshua Sexton, your front row for this restart. Jason Warren, like we mentioned, in the 5th row on the outside, I believe. No, he's on the inside of the 5th row, it looks like. Into the 9th position.
So with our pole setter back there in 9th, we'll find out how good those tires do you.
Cameron Combs off to a great jump. Joshua Sexton 2nd, Brian Torquia 3rd, Brian Rupert in the 4th position. Behind them, Kevin Doty and Joe Buscemi fighting for that spot. 3 wide behind him. Jason Warren is coming. He is storming through this field right now.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, almost a little bit of contact between him and Will Paisley. He forced it 3 wide on the back stretch and just dove into turn 3. Caution's out.
We got a car on the wall. Oh.
Who is that? I think we have Mike Uribe in the... No.
The car that I saw under the wall was just a guy checking up.
Brandon Wallace is in pit road, but I think that's from a former wreck.
I'm looking at the 24 of Chris Heiner blew up and slowed down on the track, collected Magic Mike, which had an accordion effect on 2 other drivers.
So his motor blowing up, obviously from earlier wrecks, come back to hurt him later in the race. There it goes. And he's trying to get down to pit road. Mike Uribe, nowhere to go. And can't tell who that collected. That might have been... I'm not sure who that was. The 20 of Charlie Elmore, I'm thinking. But I'm not sure who that got caught up in that. Cameron Combs still your leader after that restart. Jason Warren got 3 spots. It's crazy to think that was only 3 spots because it looked like he passed a heck of a lot more people, but up 3 spots from that last restart.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching that 3 wide battle, and Will Paisley with new tires as well was part of that 3 wide. Some breath holding going on there.
As you see, Philip Manzo get a lucky dog, it looks like.
It's going to be interesting watching the 32 and the 93, see what they can do on this restart. I believe the 8 of Joey Buscemi was in on that 3 wide as well. Now, was that a matter of speed, or was that a matter of new tires versus old tires?
Yes.
19 laps difference. I got to believe.
I'm saying yes.
Yes.
As these guys should get the one to go this time around. Cameron Combs, Joshua Sexton, Brian Torquia, Kevin Doty, and Brian Rupert, your top 5 currently. Jason Warren, who's led a lot of this race, just outside the top 5 in 6th. Elliott Longenecker, his teammate, back in the 12th position.
And we're back to 21 cars on the lead lap, and it's going to be interesting on this restart.
See if that inside line can get, once again, another good jump. So we've seen a mixed bag tonight. Sometimes that inside line gets to a great jump, and then sometimes they spin the tires in a horrible jump. So we'll see which one we get this time around. As Cameron Combs, the control car, and he gets a nice restart as he's going to be able to be clear with the lead going into turn 1. Looks like Brian Torquay in the 3rd position, the 02 car fighting the 89 of Kevin Doty. And Jason Warren right behind him. I think he would have tried to take a 3 wide, but they didn't make the situation, so he had to. So Jason Warren back up to the 4th position. Oh, spinning right next to him, and he gets hit. Kevin Doty.
48.
No, the 89 of Kevin Doty. Heavy contact for him, and I don't think that's going to hurt Jason Warren enough as he hit him right in between the tires. So Jason Warren should be okay. If you see right here, he hits him right in between the tires. And then the 0-2 gets collected. And I think that is it. Oh, if he didn't get off track, Brandon Wallace was going to run right into him. And I think we do have a quick repair. Because that, oh no, okay. It looked a lot better from the back. Never mind. Jason Warren now up to the 3rd position. Cameron Combs, Joshua Sexton still holding the top 2 spots of the field tonight. Will Paisley up to the 4th position. Clint Reist 6th. And Elliott Longenecker up to the 8th spot. Guys that we've seen up front or close to the front all night. Starting to make their way back towards the front after taking tires and falling back to around the top 10 after about 8 or 9 cars stayed out.
Yeah, I took a look at Warren's right side, and his tires look fine, so he just got tapped in the door. So not sure how much aero depends on here.
Yeah, Phoenix isn't much. I mean, it's still only a mile long. As long as you have full horsepower under you. The only thing that it can really affect is how loose or tight you are. And maybe some damage might tighten you up a little bit and actually help you.
Anything tightening up here would be great. This track is like racing on ice. Well, they gave that lucky dog all kinds of room. I'm a little behind. I was watching everybody dip down into the dog leg trying to figure out what was going on, and they were letting the lucky dog by. Well, we run half our laps under caution, but the green flag laps that we've got have been exciting. I'm hoping to get a bunch more.
Yeah, these restarts definitely have been exciting, and one part of these exciting restarts, what makes them exciting is that dog leg on the backstretch, and that's kind of what NASCAR wanted to do when they moved the start-finish line to the backstretch. What is the backstretch on iRacing is to create a lot of, I don't want to say carnage, but a lot of chaos, a lot of 3 or 4 wide racing going into turn 1. What is turn 3 on iRacing? Restart starting right here, and everybody dipping down onto the dog leg to try to get position causes 3 or 4 wide racing going into turn 1 in real life. So I'm looking forward to hopefully iRacing moving that start finish line eventually, because it definitely does create a lot of interesting moves going into turn 1 and 2 with that dog leg.
If I never have to race on it, I'd be happy with that.
It's a lot more interesting than tracks like Kentucky and Kansas, I'll say that, though.
And another big jump.
Yeah, another great jump from Cameron Combs. Behind him, now Joshua Sexton still in second. Jason Warren right below Will Paisley for the 3rd position. Will Paisley trying to fight back on the outside. Both of them on the same tires, so he's going to be able to squeeze past Jason Warren and secure that 3rd position and look after the 2nd one with Joshua Sexton.
Yeah, I got to think maybe Warren got a little more damage than we thought.
Oh, Will Paisley! What a save!
What a save.
Caution is out. Looks like Rich Yeoman's falling back. Rich Yeoman, the 88 of Charles Stevens once again. A lot of damage to that front end of Yeoman. Ooh, I think him and Sturgeon get together. Let's see what happened here. 3 wide going into the turn. Not anymore. Oh, Kyle Roberts. Those two get together. Kyle Roberts, I think, is able to save it, but nowhere to go for the 89 once again. And then, ooh, I think that's Netcode that caught the 88. So we've seen a lot of carnage here early in this race. 75 laps in. This does put us halfway into the race, though. So halfway into this race, we've seen a decent amount of cautions, and maybe these guys in the back half will be able to, clean it up a little bit. That just shows how tough of a track this can be. These drivers, usually on a weekly basis, are having, 1 to 3 cautions per race. But, when you come to a track like this, with how challenging it is, sometimes that can change.
Yeah, and halfway through the race, and I checked the radar, there's no chance of rain. So we're going to get the complete 150.
Darn, Cameron Combs is upset about that one.
They were doing the rain dance over in his pit stall.
Can't have another Texas from this past year in NASCAR.
No. Speaking of NASCAR, I see where they're laying in the dirt down in Bristol.
Still don't think that's a great idea to have it as a points race.
No.
All-star race? Heck yeah. Points race? No.
I've always contended that every Sunday is an all-star race in NASCAR. You get all the stars are competing against each other, and all stars in basketball, football, baseball. You get guys playing together that don't normally play together and that makes it different. So an all-star race for me in NASCAR would be to take the top drivers and put them somewhere, put them on dirt, put them on a road rally course, make them play ping pong or something.
Well, I mean, that's how you do it. You
change it up a little bit.
You do dirt at Bristol, but nope, they make it a regular season race, and they go to Texas for the all-star race. What is that? One of those boring tracks on the circuit, and you're going to make the all-star race? I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah, I've been to Texas. Yeah.
I'd rather it be back at Charlotte.
Yeah. Do the Cannonball Run. Now, that would be interesting for an all-star race.
Yeah, we also, back in like 2012, 2013, had pit stop challenges. Why don't we do that on All-Star Weekend? Like, change it up. Do some stuff for everybody, you know? I mean, they still do pit stops for the All-Star race, usually. Not this past one, just because they kind of pulled that one out of their butt. But, you know, do something for the pit crews as well to compete against each other instead of just doing what they do every single week. So
I'm in total agreement. And we're getting ready to go green next time by.
Yeah, NASCAR coming up with all these road courses and dirt races for the schedule. If they're getting more creative, they need to get more creative with the All-Star race for sure. I've done Circuit of the Americas in a lot easier road course cars, and I still struggled there, so I can't imagine that track with really heavy stock cars.
That'll be interesting.
As these guys are ready to get back racing here at Phoenix Raceway. Cameron Combs, your control car. Will Paisley now on his outside, and behind Will Paisley is Jason Warren and Clint Reist. And Jason Warren, he stacks up.
Oh my Lord.
Something happened to Jason Warren.
Still stacked up back there.
And did he blow up? Oh, man.
I'm not hearing anything on chatter, but he is still...
That's going to bring out a caution here soon. Because he's going to be stopped out on track. That's going to be a caution.
Yeah, I got to believe
he got stopped. Let's go check out what happened here. Let's go on board with him. Just to hear what happened in that car.
Yeah, he blowed up.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's talking about it now. He got doored in the side, and that was it. And somehow managed to affect his engine. So
wow.
Another iRacing glitch.
Unfortunate for Jason Warren. Was looking really fast tonight, and that's going to take him out of the race. Will Paisley, another nice. I thought he was going to save it. Caution is out. Single car spin for Will Paisley. I thought he was going to save it, and I thought he did. And then he made me wrong. Gets loose, tries to catch it, and just not able to. Locks her down.
When a driver like Will Paisley gets loose, you know this track is really loose. I'm not knocking anybody else that's gotten loose tonight, but you know, Will's one of those guys you want to set your standard by, and if he's getting loose like that, this track is probably it's ice in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and lucky for you, we don't have to race here tomorrow.
Yeah, yay.
I was looking forward to it.
For those of you following our Sunday night truck series, our race at Phoenix has been canceled and moved to Iowa for 118 laps. Thank God we're not really going to Iowa. Iowa in the middle of January is not the place to be.
Yeah, definitely not. I would say a track like Phoenix is where you want to be.
Yeah. Love me some loose meat sandwiches in Iowa, but not in the middle of January. Well, this race has had a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah. Couple unfortunate events there on that restart. Jason Warren blows up, and then Will Paisley cannot catch. He eventually catches it. He doesn't hit anything, but too late in order to not bring it a caution out.
That has put him back in the 8th position. Just needs to work his way back up again, I guess. Cameron Combs out there last pit 44 laps ago. And everybody else behind him has got pressure tires about 27 laps. So, see how that affects him.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring up the schedule for the series while we're waiting for these caution laps to run out. Next week, we head to Kansas for 133 laps, 200 miles. And then we go to the half-mile paperclip. That is Martinsville, Michigan. And then a couple of bye weeks, and we head to another fun, interesting short track at Bristol Motor Speedway. And then the fun doesn't stop there, Dad. We head to Talladega Super Speedway for 80 laps around that 2.5-mile track. So we go from from Martinsville, a half-mile track, to Michigan, a 2-mile track. Then we go back to a half-mile Bristol, and then we go to a 2.5-mile at Talladega. Oh, and then we go to a mile track at Dover. So a lot of diversity in the track selection coming up in the schedule.
And hopefully, cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear that race broadcast of Talladega.
Well, that is
from the infield at Talladega.
Playoff race that we will be doing.
Oh, okay.
We go to Talladega February 27th.
Okay, I'm wrong series.
No, we do.
Might be interested in what I was talking about. Truck Series or Cup Series Sunday night, Talladega in April. We'll be at Talladega when the Cup cars are at Talladega, and we're going to be hopefully broadcasting from the infield.
Yeah, we'll see how well that works.
And another good comp. From the infield or from the campground.
Cameron Combs, a great restart once again. Blake Giglio right behind him. Elliott Longenecker in third, Logan Sturgeon fourth. And right behind them, Joshua Sexton, Garrett Kinder side by side for the 5th position. Also, Will Paisley starting to come back. He's going to try to pass Garrett Kinder on the inside. With how much hatred Garrett Kinder has for this track, I'm kind of surprised he's racing it tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to be nice to you, Garrett. We won't talk about that.
Will Paisley to the inside now of Joshua Sexton, so already starting to make some moves to recover from that self-spin.
Yeah, he's up in the 5th.
For the 3rd position, Elliott Longenecker, Logan Sturgeon, they're not battling, but they are nose to tail right now, and they're starting to catch up to these top two. Elliott Longenecker, what a run on the backstretch there as he separates himself from Logan Sturgeon and gets even closer to the 37. Looks like
Cameron Combs is doing pretty good on them old tires.
Looks like Elliott Longenecker is probably better in 1 and 2 than he is 3 and 4, as he allows Logan Sturgeon to get right back up to him. Cautions out. Brian Rupert on the front stretch.
Poor Brian, man. He's had a up and down night tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, racing the 88 and spins himself out, I believe. Trying to get back on the gas, hits the wall. Hits both walls, and oh, nowhere to go for Rich Yeoman.
And that exit of turn 4. It'll bite you.
Bringing out another caution, and 2 cars there on screen without front bumpers. And Rupert without a back one.
William Phoenix or Bristol?
Not much difference between the two in terms of the possibility of carnage.
No.
Yeah, Cameron Combs, you mentioned, doing a nice job at holding the lead, staying out.
Logan Sturgeon coming down.
Yeah, we have cars coming down pit road. Joe Buscemi, one of those. Clint Reese, Joshua Sexton, Logan Sturgeon.
He just pit 34 laps ago.
Tanner Marr.
Cameron Combs still out there in 51 laps.
I think what I'm mainly concerned for him is fuel.
Yeah. It's tough being the leader and giving up that spot to go to the pits. You kind of want to wait till you absolutely have to.
With how many caution laps we've had, I don't blame him.
It's got to be somebody with a pencil and a piece of paper going, I don't know how much fuel you've got. But start sputtering, come down pit road, get some more, will you? If he's got one of those interesting crew chief programs, it's probably said, I don't know, your guess is as good as mine.
Almost 100 laps into a 150 lap race tonight in the Cup cars at Phoenix Raceway. Cameron Combs, your current leader. If you missed it, Jason Warren, who was pretty dominant tonight, he was racing up in the lead with Elliott Longnecker, and Clint Reese blew up a couple of restarts ago, and that knocked him out of tonight's race. And speaking of Clint Reese, I think he was a part of the people who picked, because he's all the way back in 17th.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. And I'm a little confused. I wonder if Fish had some damage to get fixed, because he is a lap down. He's the only car one lap down. Got other cars multiple lap downs, but I'm showing him the only car 1 lap down at the moment.
Jason Warren said iRacing glitched, and he apparently was leaking fluid after getting tapped on that last caution. He said car was basically clean as a whistle.
Maybe there's an oil cooler line under that right door we don't know about.
I don't know. I've seen some people in real life in NASCAR get hit really hard in between the 2 tires, and all it was cosmetic damage. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected, I would have expected maybe a little aero, but that would have been about it. Well, now only thing we need now is a pace car to wreck. We'll have everything complete.
iRacing would have to be really messed up for that to happen.
Yeah. Just out of nowhere, the pace car comes rushing up through the field. And speaking of the pace car, it's off, and Combs gets another great start.
Blake Giglio in the second position, and Will Paisley starting to storm back through the field below Elliott Longenecker, trying to take that position away and look to go try to take that second spot away from Blake. Elliott Longenecker, though, not going to give up. He's going to try to take that third position back from Will Paisley. And we're starting to see a battle for the lead.
Yeah.
Looks like those tires are finally starting to get to Cameron Combs, but the 37 did have to check up when he got to the back bumper, so that gives Cameron Combs a little bit of room there. Again, looking to try to take that away from Cameron Combs is Blake Giglio. He's not able to do it. Cameron Combs doing a nice job at holding off.
Yeah, he's holding him off with some old tires, too.
That's going to start to introduce Will Paisley and Elliott Longenecker into this battle pretty soon if this keeps happening.
I think if I'm Giglio at this point, I was going to say be patient, but looks like he really wants to get around him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to allow Will Paisley to get close enough to take the spot away. As he looks to the inside and going into 1 and 2, he's going to be able to take the lead away. Cameron Combs, after leading for and the caution comes out just as that pass happens. Showing Joe Buscemi in the pits. I'm not sure if that was on him or not.
Looks like a 32.
That's Jason Warren. His motor's gone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess he wouldn't have caused this one.
Yeah, Joe Buscemi's been in the pits for a while, so I don't think he was on him. Kevin, no. I'm not sure who this was on. Might have been one of the lap cars because it didn't show any of the lead lap guys moving any positions. Joe Buscemi has come back out from pit road. Might as well go check out if maybe it was something with him or if he had already been in there. I think it showed he had already been in there a long time, so I don't think it was on him. But it might have been. Who knows? Yeah, I'm just not sure. I don't know if you'll be able to find who it is, but I am struggling. We do have some cars down pit road. We do have Michael Swink and Chuck Feltz down pit road. Not sure if it has anything to do with wrecking, but we're gonna check out anything we can to try to find out what this wreck was. I don't think it was Michael Swink. And I don't think it was Chuck Feltz. I am not sure. Anything in the iRacing chat to hint?
No, but I've got behind the 08 car about 4 spots. Coming out of turn 4, we got a lone spin.
Who was it on?
It's a good question.
Brandon Wallace down pit road, but that might just be due to fixing previous damage. $50 laps to go tonight in tonight's Renewable Home Foundation 150 in the Saturday Night Senate Cup Series. And we'll go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the Original Rebels Racing League. Sunday Night Truck Series brought to you by Intensity Broadcast. You can catch them on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Friday Night Extreme Xfinity Series saw last night. You can watch those right here on Rebels Racing Network. Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders Series. You can also catch that here on Rebels Racing Network, and obviously the Saturday Night Send It Cup Series, what you are watching tonight, along with the sister league, the Thunderstruck Super Series, on Thursday nights. The Saturday Night Send It Cup Series, Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders, and the Thunderstruck are recruiting, so if you are interested, look those up on iRacing Facebook, and we'll get you into the Discord and get you racing on track with these guys that you see every single week on track. Well, if we were ever going to see these guys be patient, I think that time is well past due. Is under 50 laps to go now. These guys are definitely going to be fighting as hard as they can for positions. As the pace car is set to roll off. And I guess Cameron Combs, I am not sure what happened there, but Cameron Combs, the leader, okay. I guess I didn't see what happened to get Cameron Combs into the lead, but he is in that lead spot and gets a nice jump on the restart. Will Paisley in second.
He's been in the lead.
But didn't he get past?
No, it was Paisley getting by Longenecker.
I thought we saw Giglio. I think Giglio pit because he passed for the lead. Remember right before that caution came out?
Yeah, that was Will Paisley getting around.
No, Giglio passed Cameron Combs for the lead. I wasn't paying attention to the pit road,
and he pit.
He pit, and Cameron Combs back to the lead spot, and here comes Will Paisley.
Cameron's out there 65 laps on their tires.
I was trying to pay attention so much to who caused the wreck that I didn't see Giglio going to pit road.
You got him. Yeah, me too. Great television, folks. We're getting it.
Yeah, we don't have hundreds of people working on a broadcast every single race like the Fox and NBC people do.
Shot for the lead here.
We have a staggering amount of 2 people working on the broadcast, unlike hundreds for actual broadcasts.
With me here, it's 1.5.
Oh, okay. Will Paisley looking to the back bumper of Cameron Combs for the lead.
I'm just here for comedic effect.
Probably going to take Will a couple of laps to get past him to set him up, get the right run. He gets a really nice run into the turn, and that just shows you the difference in tires, cautions out. Kevin Doty on the front stretch, he is now towed to pit road, and we're going to see what happened to the 89. It looks like a self-spin.
It's our 14th caution.
Gets loose on the front stretch, hits the wall. Doesn't collect anybody else. Comes to a stop right before the start-finish line. And that might just be it for his race. So I don't know if that motor has anything left in it.
That's that's interesting. We got guys out here that have been in multiple incidents that their engine's still running, and Jason Warren get tapped in the passenger door and he's in the pit.
Cameron Combs, Will Paisley, Elliott Longenecker, Garrett Kinder, Clint Reist, Ray Page, Joshua Sexton, William Griffith, Tanner Marr, and Blake Giglio, your top 10. And we're going to start seeing guys go down pit road as we see Cameron Combs pit for the first time tonight.
Yeah. I would have been surprised, shocked if he would have stayed out there. I was getting ready to say something about Garrett making a move up to 4th, but he's gone into pits as well.
Yeah, we're coming up to 40 laps to go, and I think this is the last round of pit stops we'll see. Unless we get maybe a 25-lap run or so and then another caution, I think this is the last time we'll see cars down pit road, and it's going to be interesting to see how it works out for these guys that pit.
Will Paisley's... he's on 52 laps since his last pit. I'm thinking he's going to have to pit, but everybody behind him, I don't believe would have to. And once they get them across the start-finish line, my timing and scoring will straighten out. Blake Giglio there, he's going to be fifth, and he's going to have 11 laps on his tires. So he's fast. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. But Clint Reese, Joshua Sexton, Tanner Moore, all behind Will Paisley. I believe Will Paisley's going to have to pit again. Those guys are sitting in the catbird seat.
These guys are lined back up and ready to go back racing with 40. Well, will be 39 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line to take the green flag. Will Paisley now your race leader. Clint Reese second, Joshua Sexton third, Tanner Moore fourth, and Blake Giglio fifth in the top five. Will Paisley and Clint Reese is someone who I think has been really fast tonight and just hasn't had a chance to get back up here in the lead. So now in the second position, he's going to get a chance to fight for the lead.
Nice jump by Paisley. He's going away.
Fighting behind Clint Reese, 3 wide. It looks like Blake Giglio with the better tires. Going to try to make pass 2 cars on the backstretch, going into 3 and 4. Trying to make a pass on Joshua Sexton for the third position, and he's going to make it work. He's been fast, and he has pretty fresh tires, so let's see what he can do. Caution is out. Garrett Kinder, Ray Page. Oh, man, a lot of carnage. Philip Manzo, Brandon Wallace, Joe Buscemi, and Kyle Roberts all stacked up out of turn 2. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Elliott Longenecker might have been a part of the start of this. Let's see what happened. Garrett Kinder. Yeah, Elliott Longenecker comes storming in. Hits Garrett Kinder on the left side of the car, causing a big pileup. Philip Manzo goes over, but he's able to land on his tires.
I think that was a matter of too much time to go.
Yeah. Elliott Longenecker trying to make an aggressive move, and it does not work out.
Well, I'm sorry to say I'm at the point in this race where if we have a caution, I'm really not interested to go back and look at it. Like we've seen about every kind of wreck tonight.
Oh, and Philip Manzo blows up, so he's going to have to take a tow.
Oh, bad night for him. Oh, and he was the lucky dog. No, he wasn't. Magic Mike was.
So, Blake Giglio on those pretty fresh tires. Not completely, but pretty fresh tires. And then you have guys like Cameron Combs who pit on that last round of yellow flag pit stops, and he is currently 7th. So he's going to try to make his way forward. Michael Swink, we've seen him in a little bit of trouble tonight spinning-wise, but he's been able to keep that car clean relatively and He's up to the 6th position, 19 spots up from where he started the race.
Yeah, this would have been a good night. Sit in the back and avoid all the stuff, and if you can, and gain a lot of positions just by being patient tonight.
I don't know. With how we've seen them get stacked up on these wrecks, I don't know. I don't know if there's been too many safe places on track tonight.
Yeah, Michael Swank started 25th. He's in 6th spot. Chuck Phelps, 31st, 9th. It's I believe we'll have one to go here. And we do. It's going to be a lot of people that want to forget about tonight's race.
Will Paisley, Clint Reese, your top 2. Blake Giglio, Joshua Sexton, your 2nd row. And then you got Michael Swink and Tanner Marr making up the 3rd row, 5th and 6th.
I just wonder how far Will can go. He's at lap 60 with 34 to go. I don't believe he can do 94 laps.
We'll see.
We're going to find out.
I don't know if he would have stayed out on that last caution if he couldn't, so we'll see. As he gets a great jump, Clint Reese also gets a nice jump, and Joshua Sexton right behind him. That's going to be your top 3, it looks like. But Blake Giglio dives into turn 1, and he's going to be able to take that spot away and bring himself up to the top 3. Cameron Combs on those fresh tires making a pass on Tanner Marr and looking to try to make a pass on Joshua Sexton as well.
Yeah, those tires are making a big difference for him.
As he's going to dive into turn 1 and take that spot away from Sexton. Now into the top 4, and right in front of him, Blake Giglio on those fresh tires as well. Not as fresh as Cameron Combs, but I think most of the laps run on Blake Giglio's tires are caution laps, so we'll see whether Blake or Cameron Combs are faster. So we'll be able to see that hopefully at the end of this race. As now looking to the back bumper of Clint Reese, Blake Giglio trying to get up to the lead after taking it away from Cameron Combs earlier. He pit and now he's looking to fight his way past Clint Reese. Clint Reese not going to be an easy pass though.
Paisley's tires are more than twice as old as Clint Reese, and Paisley is still running some good times. Clint Reese, everybody behind him is running faster, but
30 laps to go in tonight's race. Will Paisley currently your leader, and you would call it a pit strategy, obviously, because he's been out there for 60-plus laps on those tires. So trying to make that pit strategy work for himself, and he's doing it so far.
And he was fastest on track that last time by the start-finish line.
Now, Blake Giglio and Cameron Combs both getting the back bumper of Clint Reese. Giglio, the back end of that car, getting a little squirrely. Maybe getting a little too aggressive trying to get past Clint. Maybe getting a little impatient as he goes up the track. Here comes Cameron Combs.
And there was an example of that dog leg coming into play for a pass.
And a race for the lead. Clint Reese to the back bumper of Will Paisley. I've mentioned before how fast Clint Reese has looked tonight, and he just hasn't had a chance to race to the lead. And here it is, his chance. With now under 30 laps to go, he has a chance to fight Will Paisley for the lead spot. You got to think maybe Will Paisley's, obviously they're going to be more worn out than these other guys, but you got to think with how many caution laps we've had that maybe they're not too far off.
Yeah, I got to thinking he's probably run about half his laps under caution if he was saving fuel.
Clint Reese still getting a great run, though.
Yeah, he's coming.
Last time around, fastest on the track was Blake Giglio.
Can he make it stick?
Second fastest, Clint Reese. You're seeing making this pass. Actually, third fastest, sorry. And he's not able to make the pass on the inside, so Will Paisley doing a really nice job at holding off on that outside. And that is only going to help Blake Giglio get into this battle even more.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron Combs starting to fall off a lot, though. I accidentally clicked on Joshua Sexton.
I'm wondering if he's biding his time a little bit, letting some laps tick by here and letting these guys fight it out and burn up some tires a little bit. He's knowing he's got fresh tires.
Blake Giglio really had a tough turn. Yeah. And speaking of Cameron Combs, now going to look to take advantage of him having a rough turn 1 and 2, diving into turn 3. Going to try to take that podium spot away from Blake. Going to be able to do it.
With a little wiggle coming up in front of him.
But Blake fights back. Yeah, a crossover move here from Blake. And that has separated the top two, Will Paisley and Clint Reese, from these two other drivers in the top 4. Still 22 laps to go. Enough time for either Cameron or Blake to get some momentum together and catch these guys. But Will Paisley doing a nice job on those tires and holding off for the lead.
Oh, no, he's just pulling away.
Yeah, now over half a second ahead of Clint Reese, who is starting to have kind of a train lineup behind him of cars with Cameron Combs and Blake Giglio and Joshua Sexton not too far behind him. As the laps are ticking by, you're starting to see Cameron Combs and Blake Giglio start to creep up a little bit more as we keep going.
Yeah, both William Paisley and Clint Reese ran in the 28s. The other guys ran in 27s. That's if they keep that up. This track here, though, catching is one thing and passing is a whole nother deal.
That last lap, out of the front 4, Clint Reese 1/100th faster than Will Paisley, but they were all within about 9. They all ran 28 zeros. Not one of them ran a 28-1, so all of them running almost identical lap times at this point. Caution's out. That is going to stir this up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to benefit Mr. Paisley. And we're going to find out if he thinks he's got enough fuel.
Yeah, I honestly think he would have pit that last time if he didn't think he could make it, in my opinion, but we'll see. Any idea where that caution happened?
Not currently.
You're going to see Clint Reese dive down to pit road.
Oh,
and
wow.
Nobody else is going down pit road. And Clint Reese is going to pay the price for going down pit road, it looks like. Very unfortunate for the 2 car, is basically nobody follows him. Some cars in the back follow him. And he's going to fall back to, looks like, I would think the 13th or 14th position.
No, looks like we had a single spin with the 8 car coming out of 4, I believe.
Yeah, with this pit stop, it looks like
No, I was
Clint
wrong.
Reese is going to fall back to possibly 15th or 16th.
Okay.
13th or
The 8 and
14th.
a 41 in turn 1. The 8 car went to pass the 41 in turn 1, got up into him, turned him. The 8 car is getting an EOL for that. I gotta wonder. You're in the second spot. You're behind a guy that hasn't pit 77 laps. Why do you go in pits?
Well, Clint Reese
That's
is
weird.
showing 11th right now, and we saw Jason Morton earlier storm through the field with
Yeah.
first tires.
It's a gamble. I'm not the one driving his car. I hope it works out for him. We'll see how that works. There's Cameron Combs back up into the second spot. It's going to be an interesting restart.
Yeah, you see those two right behind Will Paisley. Basically, everybody behind him has fresher tires than Will Paisley. Specifically, Cameron Combs and Blake Giglio have looked very fast tonight. So we're going to see if one of those two can take the lead away from Will Paisley on this restart. We're going to restart with 15 laps to go. And we're going to see how far Clint Reese from the 11th position can go in 15 laps. I think Clint Reese right now is hoping for no cautions, because the more cautions there are, the less green flag laps he has to pass people.
Yeah.
And he just hopes that he doesn't cause one himself, of course.
Yes.
I have faith in him that he won't.
Well, 15 laps to go at the line. I guess that's the true definition of time to go time.
Yeah, that dog leg, that's going to be one place that I think we're going to see Clint Reese use as much as human possibly to use it, because, I mean, that is the best place to pass people 3 or 4 wide. So we'll see what happens. As Will Paisley, a great jump once again. Cameron Combs second, and a fight for third. Blake Giglio and Joshua Sexton.
Well, that took a lot not to spin those old tires there on that restart.
Let's take a look at Clint Reese. There he goes, 3 wide through the dog leg. He's going to be able to take both spots away on the back stretch. Ray Page and Tia Swank. He is now up to the 9th position, so 14 laps to go this time around. He needs to gain 8 positions.
And we almost had a battle for the lead, and Cameron Combs touching the back of Will Paisley a little bit coming out of 4. Caused him to check up and lose a little ground.
We'll try to make sure to pay attention to that lead, but I really want to highlight Clint Reese and watch what he is doing, because he is passing people like it is nothing right now with those fresher tires. Now working on Tanner Marr in the 6th position. Not really working on him, just passing him easily. And that says nothing to Tanner Marr at all. I'm not saying anything about him. It's just these fresher tires are just eating it up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Now up to the 5th position and about to catch up to Joshua Sexton in 4th. He's only 1.8 seconds back from the lead.
Wow, he is on a rocket.
Will Paisley has about a 3/10 lead over second place Cameron Combs. Right behind him, Blake Giglio working on the back bumper of the 15. 12 laps to go. Caution is out. That is going to help Clint Reese a bunch.
Yes, it is.
I said he didn't want to caution, but now that he's 5th, he gets to restart with these guys, and he doesn't have to catch up from a 1.8 second lead. Or deficit, I guess.
And I'm about 50-50 on whether Will wanted it or not. I don't think he wants
I don't think
to
he
get
wanted that.
Clint Reese any closer to him.
No, I definitely don't think he wanted that. Because, you know, with 3 cars in between him and Clint, he was doing a nice job of gapping himself from Cameron Combs. But now when we stack it up, not only does he have to worry about spinning the tires, but that just makes it easier for Clint Reese to try to pass the 3 cars that are in between him and Clint.
Yes, it does.
So I definitely don't think Will Paisley wanted a caution there.
Being on fifth, getting that inside line is going to help too.
That is going to bring us down to about 6 or 7 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. Maybe 8, but we'll see if anybody pits. As I don't think Cameron Combs will pit. I don't think we have enough time.
Will gave a little fake there. Yeah, that was funny, Will.
15 laps maybe, but we're going to have 6 or 7. That's definitely not enough laps. So doesn't look like anybody pitting, and rightfully so. So 7 or 8 laps to go. We'll go green, and that means Clint Reese is going to be going as hard as he can. And, cautions breed cautions. I mean, we've kind of seen that all race, but specifically at the end of races, cautions definitely breed cautions.
Yeah, I'm putting good money on the fact that we're probably going to have us a green-white checker this evening.
If nobody pit, we might get the... No, I wouldn't say we get... we'd probably get the 2 to go this next time around if no one pit.
I would think we'll have 7 laps to go when we go green, I imagine.
If you had just recently joined the broadcast and wondering how Will Paisley has gotten into the lead, he is fast, but he has used some pit strategy to get up to the lead spot. Hasn't pit in about 70 or 80 laps.
85 laps right currently.
85 laps. So, I mean, Will Paisley always has speed, but he's also using a little bit of strategy to get himself up there tonight.
His tires are almost 3 times as old as Cameron Combs, and he's outrunning him. I know we've had a lot of caution laps, but wow.
I mean, I don't know. Blake Giglio, that last lap around, had the fastest lap at 1:06:37, so that's pretty blistering fast. Nothing? Okay.
I'm sorry, I was paying attention to some race comms. Could you repeat that question?
I told you that Blake Giglio that last time around had a blistering 1:06:37 lap, so he's looking pretty fast right now. I'm only joking, but Blake has looked fast tonight, and he's starting 3rd, right behind our leader. We're getting the 1 to go, so yep, 7 laps to go when we go back green flag racing, and right behind Blake is Clint Reese with those fresh tires.
I'm looking forward to a fantastic finish here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one awesome finish to watch. Nobody has secured this win just yet. And obviously you can't until that checkered flag happens. So 7 laps until we get that checkered flag. Once we cross the start-finish line, of course.
I don't know if Will is playing with everybody, but he came on comms, and somebody asked him about his fuel, and he said he thought he had enough to get to the back stretch on the last lap.
And he gets a great jump on the restart. Green flag is out. Another really nice restart for Will Paisley. Gets him a nice gap to 2nd place. And here comes Blake Giglio and Clint Reese passing Joshua Sexton on the inside. Here comes Clint Reese for the 3rd position. He has 6 laps around this next time around to try to get to our leader, Will Paisley, and he has 2 cars to deal with until he can.
And I believe he's going to do that.
Clint Reese into the 3rd spot now. Next person he's going to try to catch, Cameron Combs in the 15. Cameron himself is trying to work on our leader, Will Paisley, but Will doing a nice job on those old tires.
I'm in amazement here. I'm in awe of how he's racing on those tires.
Cameron Combs gets loose, so Clint Reese going to take advantage of that. Clint Reese to the 2nd position, 5 laps to go. Caution. Caution is out.
Oh, no.
And that is going to set up what should be a green-white checkered finish here tonight.
Get past Combs before the caution. I believe the 48 was involved in that one.
I don't know. Would he rather start on that outside line or the inside right behind the leader?
Me, I think I'd rather have the inside.
But if you're on that outside and Will Paisley happens to spin his tires, that works out for you. So we'll see what happens. He is third, so he will be behind our leader, Will Paisley. And we are going to have a green-white checkered. It always seems to work out this way where we have green-white checkered.
Oh.
It's going to be an interesting
It was 48, 77 come up on the 48, got into his left rear and sent him spinning into the wall.
And if Will Paisley wasn't joking about making it to the backstretch, this should help him out.
Oh, yeah, help him a lot. If he was being honest about it, I think it just gave him enough gas.
And with 3 laps to go, we are set to get a green-white checkered finish in tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to have more than one green-white checkered finish, or attempt, sorry. You should be, once we get the green-white checkered flag, you should be able to see if it says 1 of 1 or 1 of 2. But that won't show up until we get the 2 to go. At least I don't think it will.
We have two attempts.
2 attempts. All right. Will we get 2 attempts in tonight, or will these guys be able to make it in 1 green-white checkered? We are about to figure that out.
I think it's a good thing it's only 2.
Yeah, unlimited would be pretty dangerous. Should be getting the 1 to go next time around, I would assume.
That's the way I'm seeing it.
Once again, I don't think Will Paisley was hoping for that caution, but it does make it a little bit easier. If he can get a good enough jump, even Clint Reese being on better tires, I don't think there's much Clint can do if he gets a good enough jump.
I think Will's trying to save fuel. Is he taking the high line?
That might be...
Cameron Combs asked Will if he'd like to take the high line on the restart.
I don't know if that'd be a horrible choice, honestly, because that puts Clint Reese behind the guy who isn't the control car.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'll see how it works out for him on the inside. It's worked out for him, I mean, for the majority of the restarts that he's been the leader, it's all worked out. So these guys are going to line it back up, and Will Paisley, and unless we have a caution between the green flag and the white flag, he just has to hold off for 2 more laps.
Yeah, here we go. Definitely time to go get her time. Or how was it that we're supposed to say it? It's time to go get her, boys. I think it was a lot funnier last week, but I'll hang on to it. Well, give me a T-shirt that says that. It might make me famous.
There you go. You'll have... No. I'm not going to make that joke. I'll make that joke off broadcast.
Okay. We can talk during practice.
Well, the pace car is set to roll off, and we are getting ready for a green-white checkered. Will Paisley is off. Green flag is out. A great jump for the 93, and, well, Clint Reese there fighting for the 3rd position. I mean, I think Will Paisley's... I think the only competition for Will Paisley right now is Cameron Combs.
I believe you are right.
Clint Reese, even with better tires, only 1 lap to go. If we can get to the start-finish line, Cameron Combs to the...
Caution is out.
We are going to get another green-white checkered. Chuck Phelps spun around along with Joey Buscemi in turn 3 and 4. Let's go check out what happened here. Oh, 3-wide racing. Not good. Joe Buscemi go 3-wide with Chuck Phelps and the 0-2. Chuck Phelps comes down into Buscemi, and around they go. Oh, nowhere to go for Mike Uribe.
Poor Mike.
And the caution is out, and we are set to do our second and final green-white checkered.
It'll be the last 2 laps of this race.
And Will Paisley's inside that car going, are you kidding me? I have held off with these tires all race long, and you're still going to make me do it again.
I believe Clint's happy that yellow came out because he did not get a really good restart.
I'm not sure if there's much he can do anyways. Just 2 laps is really hard to make anything happen, even with better tires at a track like this.
So, 96 laps currently. Our leader, William Paisley, has run 96 laps. He's going to be, if he makes it to the end, at least 100 laps. With about 50 of those on the green.
Clint Reist already preparing to try to pass these guys.
Practicing passing. Well, this has been, an interesting race. I can say that. This is going to be it. No more attempts after this, and hopefully we get 2 clean green flag runs in here and crown us a winner. It's still wide open on who it could be.
Yeah, but Will Paisley, with the restarts he's been having, it's hard to see anybody topping these restarts. The only thing I can think of, though, right now is Will Paisley has been jumping so early every single time. You've got to think someone has caught on to it, and we'll see if he goes at the same time or if he waits longer. I think he'll still go early because the longer you wait, the less surprise there is because of how quick the green flag comes out.
I think he's been running up and clutching a lot. So I think he's saving gas. It's going to be interesting to see if he has enough for this run. And after the race, if he does and holds on for a podium, how much he had left. 1 to go, 98, 90. He's going to have 101 laps on that car without pitting.
Lights are off from the pace car. Try 2 of 2 with the green-white checkered here at Phoenix Raceway. This is it. We are about to crown a winner of tonight's Renewable Home Foundation 150 in the Saturday Night Send It Cup Series. Will Paisley, Cameron Combs, Clint Reist, along with Blake Giglio and Joshua Sexton, your top 5 going into this last restart. And actually, I think it's Tanner Marr 5th, not Joshua Sexton. I apologize.
Yeah, Sexton in 6th.
Pace car is off. Will Paisley, let's see how long he holds them. He's holding them longer. He is off. Green flag is out. Clint Reist behind him, not able to get a very good jump. Cameron Combs, once again, looks like the only competition for the lead going into turn 1.
We're clean through turn 1. That looks good.
Down the back stretch for the second and final time. Still have to get the white flag. Going into 3 and 4, a big commit from Cameron Combs. He actually bumps him a little bit, I believe. And that brings Clint Reist into the battle. White flag is out. Clint Reist having some trouble.
Yeah, what happened there?
He's now just going to fall back to the 3rd position. The battle for the lead is still on. Will Paisley and Cameron Combs down the back stretch for the final time. And they are slowed down.
Caution is out. This race is over.
Caution is out. Will Paisley, your winner of tonight's race. What a pit strategy call from the 93.
A great non-pit strategy call. That is awesome. I believe that was the 89 who had a problem. Spun out on that, brought the caution out.
Will Paisley, Cameron Combs, Clint Reese, Blake Giglio, and Tanner Marr, your top 5. Clint Reese, I mean, he came back from about 11th to get back to the 3rd position, but with all these cautions, he wasn't able to do anything else.
I was amazed. I thought that was a bad call to go to the pits at that time. Apparently, I was wrong.
I mean, technically, it did lose him a position, but you never know what could have happened with him being in 2nd.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have cars ramming after the checker.
I think it was a little post-race jokery. Well, great call by Will. Great race for him. Clint Reese coming back. Cameron Combs, strong guy all night. Giglio, keep wanting to say Giglio. Tough night for Jason Warren, who was up there with those guys, but that's racing. I'll burn them down, son. I can't believe you got gas enough left to do that.
I thought he was going to burn the motor. As Will Paisley gets out of the car after winning tonight's race. We're going to go ahead and pull him in here.
That I couldn't do.
Hey, William, Sam, and Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. Howdy.
Well, after, I guess what you would call a non-pit strategy, staying out there, you're staying out for over 100 laps, I believe, to win tonight's race. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hard one because I got damage early. One of the guys who wrecked early ended up making contact with me back when they were trying to re-enter, I guess, the racing surface. And car kind of just drove poorly ever since. And I managed to fight back with some fresher tires. But I had noticed that the once I got up there, that the older tires were still relatively competitive with me, and I wasn't sure whether or not that was that I had used too much tire, or if it was that the tires were staying staying good, and I just chose to bet that they were just staying to be good enough.
And I gotta ask, how much gas do you have left?
I had about 2 gallons of gas.
The whole time I'm like, surely he's going to pit this time. No, okay, he didn't pit last time. He's going to pit this time. That was amazing.
Yeah, I sort of lucked out with how the cautions came out with the gas mileage, because I probably would have ended up having to pit without it. But with how many caution laps that we had, the ticker in iRacing was showing that I had more than enough, and I was just right on the line, so I wasn't completely sure the entire time. I had just figured that I could probably run around 50-ish laps and get away with it.
100 laps on a tire, running some great laps. So that was a good show put on by you. You got any shout outs?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my dad. He's had a bit of a rough time with this track, and what was it, the Darlington. He ended up getting a top 5 last night, though, which, well, better than I did. But shout out to my dad. He he was having a hard time tonight with it, and well, unfortunately, got kind of beat up again with just how the crashes happened in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, I checked the Facebook comments and he was rooting you on. So, congratulations on your win, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Where are we, by the way, next week?
I believe Kansas.
Kansas. All right, so we're going to be doing some highline running.
Yeah.
Good. It's always fun to rip the top.
All right, man. You have a good night. Congratulations on your win.
Appreciate it. You too.
All right, William Paisley, your winner, and I might have gotten that wrong. I want to check real quick before we move on so I don't get it wrong again. Okay, we are at Kansas. We are going to Kansas. Thank God. I'm right. Okay. Whew. I would have had to apologize to him after the broadcast. All right, we'll move on to our second place finisher, Cameron Combs. Let me go get him. Hey, Cameron, Sam, and Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
Cameron.
Might be having some mic issues. You got a copy with us, Cameron? All right, I think we'll give him a second to try to figure that out. Oh, are you there, Cameron?
Yeah, you got me.
All right, sweet. Yeah, we got you. So we saw you stay out for a while, and eventually it worked out for you. You finished second. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it was just hard with all the cautions. You couldn't really get. The only way you could get up, like through the pack, is on new tires, and all the cautions didn't really play in the favor. But we had enough time to get up to second, and that's where we finished. We definitely could have got by William. We just didn't have enough time.
You were a little back and forth there. Got a couple wiggly there a couple of times, but managed to hold it in there real nice. How was that track tonight? It was seemingly like you guys were on ice.
Yeah, it was really slick. You had to be very careful getting on the throttle out of 4, and 2 was pretty bad if you tried hammering down the throttle, but it was pretty much like driving on ice.
Nothing like ice in the desert. You got any shout outs?
I just want to thank everybody for the league and thank Jason for helping me get in and everything. It's been a blast to run with these guys.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Kansas.
Yeah, hopefully I get to be back up here with you guys again next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully we see you there. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right, second place finisher Cameron Combs. Now we'll move on to Clint Reist. Looked pretty fast tonight. Just those cautions did not fall in the order that he probably wanted them, but we'll see what he thought. Hey, Clint, Sam and Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you. How's it going, guys?
Man, I gotta say, I was complimenting you all night. You looked really fast, and you finally got up there to fight for the lead. Just not enough time in the finish. Take us through your race.
It was slow go. Cautions were frustrating. All the guys in the back that were slower, they were easy to get by. But when you get up to the front and cautions keep falling one right after another, it's hard to pass the faster cars at the front. But it just didn't play out my way with the cautions. I had fresher tires than both guys up front.
If you go back and watch the broadcast, you're going to hear me question why you came in on that last pit stop when you did. I was wrong. Tell us your mindset there, because apparently it worked out for you.
I knew that William had been on tires for a long time, and I don't know who the other guy was, but I know he pitted right before I did on that caution, and I knew he'd be hard to pass if I didn't have fresh tires, so I knew I had to stop.
That had to feel awful lonely there, going in the pits by yourself. You got any shout outs?
I just want to thank you guys for putting the broadcast on, and all you guys that run the league. We appreciate it. hell of a thing. I love it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your top 3 finish tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Kansas.
All right. Thanks, guys. See y'all.
All right. That was your top 3 from tonight's race. And speaking of we'll go to the results. And while we do, last thoughts on tonight's race?
I'm glad it's over. It was long. It was interesting at the end. It became fun. There for a long time, we were struggling with those cautions, but these guys up front did put on a good show.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough track. We saw, I believe Cameron said that, you had to be really careful on throttle out of turn 4, and that's where we saw a lot of our spins, a lot of our wrecks. I mean, we did have some in turn 2, but specifically out of turn 4, where it can, even when you get out of the turn and you're already on the front stretch, it can still just cut and be loose on you. So that's where we saw a lot of our carnage. And I mean, it's a tough track for guys, and I'll say it again. I said it earlier. This series does a nice job at limiting the cautions. So even when they have a tough track or a tough time at this track, that just shows how tough it is to race on this track and not wreck.
Yeah, we had Will Paisley get loose up there in turn 2. And, if he's getting loose and getting out of shape, then it's the track. There's a great quality of drivers in this league, and the owner, Matt Geist, does a great job, and all the admins, and it's a pleasure to be here calling these races. And I'm glad we're not going to be at Phoenix again for a while. I did a little practice on that Phoenix, and what you said about you think you're good when you come out of 4. You take it easy because you're going to get sideways, and you get through it, and you think, oh, I'm great, and you get on the throttle, and all of a sudden you're pointed towards that inside wall.
All right, we'll head through the results of tonight's race. Will Paisley, your winner. Cameron Combs, Clint Reese, Blake Giglio. Real quick, Blake, I don't think I've seen his name before, and he just
got in the league today.
It's tough that we didn't get to interview him, but nice job by him. Like I said, I mean, you just said he's new to the league, and to finish 4th already is a nice job by him. 5th place finisher Tanner Mars, Joshua Sexton 6th, William Griffith 7th, Ray Page 8th, Elliot Longenecker 9th, and Michael Swink running out the top 10. Tia Swank 11th, Brian Torquia 12th, Brian Rupert 13th, Joe Buscemi 14th, Chuck Feltz 15th, 16th is Rich Yeoman, Charles Stevens 17th, 18th is Kyle Roberts, 19th Kevin Doty, Garrett Kinder 20th, Philip Manzo 21st, Brandon Walls 22nd, Micah Rebay 23rd, Jason Warren, unfortunate race for him, finishes 24th. Logan Sturgeon as well, unfortunate for him, finishing 25th. He was up in the top 5 for a long time there early in the race. Scotty Stevens 26th, Charlie Elmore 27th, Chris Heiner 28th. 29th, Dan Witt, Mickey Isaac 30th. Jeff Paisley, you heard Will, said he had a tough race, caught up in a lot of wrecks. And then Spencer Gay finishes 32nd and last. And those are your results for tonight's race. We'll go ahead and check out the schedule one more time tonight for the series. Next week, Kansas Speedway for the Back to Blue, 133 laps. Then we head to Martinsville, Michigan, a couple of bye weeks. Bristol, Talladega, Dover, Auto Club, Kentucky, Chicagoland, and then we have one bye week, and then we head into the playoffs. Texas, Homestead, Talladega, Richmond, and we end the championship race like we did last season at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Looking forward to Kansas. Wide racetrack, lots of room to run, decent grip, 2 or 3 cautions maybe, and a lot of good racing next week.
I got to say before we head out of here, for anybody that watches football, Washington is currently in it. They're down, but 31-23 with 2 minutes left. I don't think anyone expected that. So
no,
I just thought I'd bring that up. That's pretty crazy.
They're in the playoffs.
Yeah. Original Rebels Racing League brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting and Rebels Racing Network. You see the series there on screen. We also have the Sister League Thunderstruck Super Series on Thursdays and a couple of more series on Monday nights and also Sunday as well with the Outlaw Series. If you're interested in joining, make sure to look us up on iRacing, Facebook. Maybe look up Matt Geis if you need to, but try to look us up on iRacing or Facebook, and we'll be able to get you into the Discord and get you on track with the guys that you see racing here on stream. Anything else before we head out of here?
Zach did a great job tonight. It was a tough race, but tough race to call, but you did a great job as usual.
Yeah, shout out to you for joining me on Saturday nights. Shout out to also Jeff Paisley and Alex Zavith, who joined me in the booth on Thursday and Friday nights. Shout out to all the admins in the league, and big shout out to Matt Geis, who runs the league. He has to handle all of these series that you hear us talk about. The admins, they themselves run these leagues separately, but overall, Matt Geis looks over every single series, and when there is a big issue that happens, which isn't all the time, but when there is a big issue, he's the one who deals with it. So he handles a lot in this league, so shout out to him. And yeah, again, shout out to the guys who join me in the broadcast booth every night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. So yeah, that was 150 laps here at Phoenix Raceway. Make sure to tune in next Friday, because I was about to say Thursday, but the Thunderstruck Super Series finished this past Thursday. So yeah, make sure to tune in next Friday, where we crown a champion in the Extreme Xfinity Series. It's been Zach Wetstein and Sam Wetstein in the booth. Have a good night.